Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. You are watching Visitor Network TV. For our visitors, I talk weekly, generally, about what is going on in town government. And you may not know, we have a very active town government. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff is happening to make your visit hopefully very pleasant and fun. And for our island residents, there's lots of stuff going on, as you probably know, and I try to highlight what it is and where you can find out more information. So at our board meeting this week, we had a lot of real estate items. We also talked about the formation of a personnel compensation committee, which would have members of the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, the School Committee, the Airport Commission, the Water Commission, and staff assistance by town administration. And the group would talk about all manner of personnel compensation things. They would maybe weigh in about bargaining strategy. They would review retirement benefits and how the retirement system works. They would review health insurance and what the plans are, how much they cost. It all eventually revolves around cost. So anyway, the board talked about that. We had a little bit of talk about parking enforcement and some ideas that some of the board members have, which we are going to gather information on over the summer and revisit those ideas in the fall.
What are some of the concerns, Libby?
For parking?
Yeah.
Well, there was a discussion a few weeks ago about residential parking permits. We actually had scheduled a public hearing, which is on June 5th, to limit residential parking permits, but we're not going to do that anymore. We already have scheduled a public hearing, but it sort of was late breaking news that there are a lot of issues with this limitation. So we're going to spend the summer gathering information about these permits and talk about some revisions in the fall. The other was right before the season last year, the board changed the parking restrictions from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the core district, the timed parking enforcement time. And they were talking about doing that in the 2-hour district for this summer, but it turns out that that requires a bylaw amendment, which requires a town meeting vote. And we don't have a town meeting scheduled right now. So that is also going to be revisited in the fall. So those were the couple of things they were talking about. So like I said, we had a lot of real estate items. A rather lengthy item that we had was a seal abatement coalition request for the board to adopt a research resolution regarding the local gray seal population. And to make a long story short, we heard from sort of like the pro-seal people and the anti-seal people, and in a rational and respectful manner. And then, but the board decided they're going to review the resolution a little bit more and bring it up in another week or two. So they didn't take action on it.
What would it mean?
Well, basically the resolution sort of supports the idea of researching the seal population. How big is it? What sort of impacts does it have?
Does this cost money?
Just research. Not the town.
All right.
It does cost the town nothing.
All right.
It would cost some group money to actually conduct this research, I would imagine. But
okay,
it's not, it's really just, yes, we should do more research.
Right.
So, real estate, we also had some discussion. We had a public hearing. We're having 2 public hearings. The one that was this week and the next one is on June 5th for committee, board, and commission applicants who are applying for various board, commission, and committee vacancies. So we heard from like half of them, and then we have the next half on June 5th. We talked about Baxter Road. Baxter Road is a road in Sconset. It runs along the bluff, the upper part of the bluff. And there's an area of Baxter Road that has been, that is threatened very severely right now by erosion. So the board's been talking for the last couple of weeks, maybe almost 4 weeks now, about measures that can be taken to address what will happen if and when that road is lost.
Right.
So we've been talking about various access options from the other side of the road, the non-bluff side, as well as the potential erosion control measures that might be feasible. So the staff was redirected to come up with a little bit more information about those things. And we're going to talk about it again on June 12th. So if you're interested in Baxter Road. It also brings up in a wider manner other town infrastructure that may be threatened by erosion, other roads, private property too, but the town's focus would be the town infrastructure. So it's an issue for sure. And Baxter Road is become more of an issue than it was even a year ago because of the winter storms. And I don't know about.
But are we in any threat of having to do this right away, though? These roads?
I myself have not personally viewed the section of Axel Road. I'm going to go out there this weekend, but it's about less than 40 feet from the bluff, this certain section.
Okay, yeah.
So we may be in danger of losing a portion of that road. I think the answer is quite possibly. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a few other things that we did. The board did vote not to exercise its right of first refusal with regard to the purchase of Sherburne Commons, the facility. The town owns the land on which Sherburne Commons sits. We have a ground lease with the operator, the owner of the facility who built it, and they want to sell the facility, and the town has a right of first refusal to buy it. So we are not exercising that right.
We didn't want to buy it.
We didn't want to buy it
Okay.
at this time.
All right.
Maybe ever. Don't know. Not ruling anything out, but
Does somebody
not
else
right
get
now.
to buy it?
Well, somebody else is in negotiations to buy it, and
Oh, I see.
so they'll probably at some point approach the town because there were some things that they wanted to change in the ground lease, and the board wasn't overly thrilled with those changes. So we need to. That'll get reviewed when it next comes up. We do not have a board meeting next week. It's the 5th Wednesday, so no meeting on the 29th, and we meet again on June 5th. We have a lot of items. That's a growing agenda. Greg and I are going to be away at a conference for most of next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mass Municipal Managers Association has an annual conference in Western Mass, so we're going to be going to that. Monday's a holiday. Town offices will not be open on the 27th of May. And Tuesday is a very busy day for town administration. We have things booked like the entire day. We have a Finance Committee meeting at 4, an HDC meeting at 6, and all kinds of stuff during the day. So lots going on.
Well, if only other little towns could run as efficiently as this one, right?
If only.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be no problems if only. You're funny. So we're not going to show my little friend here today.
No,
right?
he's coughing in the background, playing
Yeah.
with the phone.
My friend Harry is making gestures and coughing in the background. I'm trying not to laugh at him.
Okay.
But he's pretty funny. So hopefully everybody will have a great Memorial Day weekend. The weather is not great, but who cares about the weather? If you don't like the weather, wait a minute.
You got
That's
it.
the Nantucket saying. Although I think we're going to be waiting more than a minute for it to turn better. But anyway, hopefully it'll be a nice weekend. Hopefully people will behave. Please remember your behavior and
Trash, Libby.
trash.
Please.
Please throw your trash in a trash can,
Right.
not on the ground, not in the bushes, not anywhere but a recognizable trash can. Please
Right.
help the island stay clean and don't wreck it. And if you're a visitor,
Have fun.
have fun and be clean and be safe. Thanks very much. See you next time.